Yo, welcome to another edition of Saturday P.u.w.f. This is your boy D Walk. Like I said, we talking about this week wrestling. I might have some guest surprises and everything. You never know. It might be me. It might be two people. It might be three people. It might be four people. But you never know. See how it goes and everything. So let's talk about this week wrestling and everything. We gonna kick it off. How we gonna start it off? We gonna kick it off with Let's kick it off with Raw. Let's kick it off with Raw. I'm gonna give y'all like my opinion, what y'all think it should happen, how Raw should be, what's going on. Let's kick it and everything. Yeah, we gonna kick it off and everything. So we gonna talk about Raw. Like I said, let's see what kind of guests we got coming up and everything. Uh Raw wrestling in general was dope. I mean, like wrestling is coming back. Uh, Wrestling coming back. You know how Nas said hip hop is dead, wrestling was dead, now it's coming back. Yeah. And now, like I said, it's coming. And like I said, wrestling coming back. I'm gonna give y'all feedback on Raw, NXT, SmackDown, NXT, man, uh, God damn it, TNA and AEW. We gonna start off with Monday. We'll kick it off with a hot Monday. What happened on Monday? Kick it off Monday. Hold on one sec, please. Hold on. We'll kick it off Monday. First match we got. We had Rhea Ripley opening statement. Because Dominique got because Dominique betrayed Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley was pissed. Rhea Ripley was hot. Rhea Ripley want to fuck us and shit. Oh snap! Speaking of the devil. Speaking of the devil, oh man, what's going on, bro? We talking about. I'm here talking about Monday. How do you like my introduction? Did I do the introduction right? Did I do the countdown and everything right? I don't know if you paid attention not to it.
I'm not paying attention. I didn't see shit.
Oh man, you like Stevie Wonder, bro. You blind as a bat. You like a black person right now. You can't see nothing. And where's your John Cena?
Why do you look like Sabu? Why you look like Sabu right now?
Wow, we got another special guest right here. We got another special guest. We got Mr. BX Sports Jedi. Thank you. I appreciate you for joining in and everything. How's it going?
I'm doing well. Salute. Good evening, everyone. How are you?
I'm good.
Hey, what's going on, BX?
Joe just called me some more Joe, but I just got in the house from a family reunion. But
I called you Sabu. Get it straight. You look like the homicidal, genocidal, suicidal of Flint.
Hey, with the water though, I spray you with the water bottle though.
That's not water, it's vodka.
Water is vodka.
Wow. You know what?
No.
Whenever I think I'm down, you kick me down more. So we just got into Raw. We just got into Raw. We got into Rhea Ripley's segment what she got against going against Dominique. What you think about that, BX?
Well, when we're doing the watch along, we love the fact that Rhea Ripley got on that microphone, talked some truth there, and I got to give Liv Morgan credit with the rebuttals that she had on that night, shutting down the crowd from getting hijacking the chance of sloppy seconds, and
Mm-hmm.
she shut that down with the sloppy seconds. You know,
Yeah.
she liked Dominic sloppy seconds, and the crowd couldn't go anywhere with that. What a way of diffusing that! It's like I wish there was a diffusion for the what chance, but Liv Morgan did a phenomenal job on rebuttaling and quieting the sloppy second chance. And what did it wanted to you want to see now more of the storyline. Now it's gonna lead to something later down the road, maybe for
Mm-hmm.
Basher to Berlin as we unpack here. But that promo to start Raw, it got everyone invested, especially when
Mm-hmm.
Damien just appears. I love when Rhea says it gave us enough time to find for we could find your location. I know
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was you or Terrence said we. That's when Damien shows up like the Undertaker in the
Yeah.
back, and my God, that was phenomenal.
Yeah, that
That's a
was
great
dope.
way to start it. That was a great way of starting that.
Yeah, that was like you said, that was dope. Like, what's your opinion though? What you think that should have happened, and what would you like to happen with that segment that happened? And what would you grade it?
Well, I thought that's again, I really enjoyed that segment. That segment was a top notch a way to kick off a Monday Night Raw because you wanted to know what's it going to lead to, and then
Mhm.
it just didn't end there because they kept the cliffhanger. She ran away, they ran like the classic heel with their tail between their legs. What's next? What is Adam
Mhm.
Pearce going to do? Or will there be more segments? Will Rhea and Damien, the Trevor twins, will they go? Will they tear the whole arena looking for these individuals? So I
Mhm.
liked it. I thought that's the way you want people to get invested. Top of the hour, business is picking up immediately. Yes, and it wasn't just a typical talking segment because it also led into some more stuff later down the
Yeah.
road. So it got everybody engaged. It got everybody hooked, and you wanted to see more.
Yeah, I agree. What about you, partner? How do you feel about the segment? And what could they did to make the segment better, or was it regular? And what would you grade it?
Segment was good. Um, it got a good solid A. I mean, I give it a good A.
Mm-hmm.
Liv Morgan has definitely grown into a character her own in the past 6 to 8 months.
Yeah.
I'd say she's grown a lot as a performer and as a character. Um, I want to see where it's going to go.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Bash in Berlin's coming up, and I just feel this inkling feeling of I feel like Liv and Dom are going to win
Mm-hmm.
only because they want to continue the storyline a little further and drag it out a little more.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to do it so they can push the backstab Balor and Damian Priest angle a little more.
Mm-hmm. So BX, where do you see this? Do you see Judgment Day versus Judgment Day? What do you see? Do you see like Dominique using Liv or Liv using Dominique? Or what would you see like what would you see out this you see this do you see a faction growing on, or would you see somebody using somebody?
That's the compelling art. That's the compelling storyline. That's why this storyline with Liv Morgan joining the Judgment Day has tentacles. It could go
Mm-hmm.
anywhere creative wants to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you remember the Easter eggs prior to Liv officially joining them was her
Mm-hmm.
coming out of the backseat of the car at times with Finn Balor,
Mm-hmm.
coming out of a different room with Dominic Mysterio. Remember, Finn Balor took the key card
Mm-hmm.
on Monday Night Raw. We don't know who really used it. If he might have taken it for
Mm-hmm.
Dominic and slipped it to him later, we don't know. That's the beauty of the storyline that it continues to get us compelled. If done and especially if they've done right, they have different avenues to go with it. It's like that game
Mm-hmm.
where you choose, like those online games. If you save this or sacrifice that, you get a different outcome of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes to the storyline, they could go any route they want. where they find is compelling, in case an injury. I mean, there's been talks of so many different things, adding a bodyguard for Liv.
Mhm.
But I think the Terra Twins are going to stay just two. I don't see them. I don't, unless if maybe, which I don't see it, Jay Uso team, kind of in a jealousy angle for Dominic Mysterio. I don't see it though. I think they have they have another story direction for that. But could they visit it for a short time? Absolutely. Anything is possible.
Gotcha. Uh, and then after that situation, we get to our first match. We get with Damian Priest versus Carlito. To me, I can never see Carlito the same way without his old theme music, because that new theme music he got, it sounds like some old Fast and Furious type music, and I can't get to it, especially him spitting the apples and everything. What's your point? What do you think about it?
What are you, me or Joe?
No, you.
Okay. With Carlito's theme song, I'm a
Mhm.
big proponent. I'm a big proponent where I think
Mhm.
a wrestler really needs a strong theme song.
Yeah.
Uh, I think a lot of times when you get a catchy theme song that people gravitate and stop or associates with you, it kind of helps your push too.
Yeah.
When you have a combo or not so hot theme music, sometimes you don't
Mhm.
get invested. You're like, oh, this song's terrible, and then
Yeah.
you know I'm just one of those type of sticklers.
Yeah.
I'm weird, but you got wrestler has to have. That's why I was so infuriated when Braun Breaker changed his theme song when he came from
Mhm.
main roster. Like, now he's finally got something decent that could catch on. I'm one of those. If it's a good theme song, try not to change it. Try not to make it different, because people associate you with that. When that glass shatters, everybody's goosebumps heart stops with a Stone Cold
Mhm.
Steve Austin.
Exactly. Exactly. Even when Stone Cold had his what was the second version of it with who was that? Joe, do you know who was that? Who was doing the rock on Stone Cold's second theme when he turned heel?
You're talking about his
His heel music when he turned heel.
you talking about the oh hell yeah.
Yeah, that was
Wasn't
hard.
wasn't it Disturbed?
I think so.
I'm
I
gonna look
think
it up.
so. When it was the rock going on with it, it's not that was still hard. That still describes Stone Cold when he came out with the red knee braces. That still described Stone Cold.
Even when Undertaker, you hear the
Yeah.
gong. So and that song has been a little bit altered, not much, but the Undertaker, even when he was the Ministry of Darkness,
Mm-hmm.
when he did the American Badass,
Yeah.
when you have a theme music that stops you, or puts it helps a lot. And
Yeah.
for Carlito, yeah, I get it. He was gone for quite some years,
Yeah.
returning. You want to get a different theme song, all right. It's, put it this way, ladies and gentlemen. What if right now, let's say we had a time machine, or they got a Sinsu bean, or they're healed 1,000%.
Mm-hmm.
Would you want to see Kirk Angle come out to a different theme song? No, you want to see Kirk
No.
Angle come out to that Olympic gold medal
Yeah.
theme song. And
Yeah.
and kind of would have liked that for Carlito, but we're not in control of that these days.
Yeah.
It
Yeah. I
says
mean, I like that. I spit in the face with people who think they're not cool.
it
I
says
like that.
hey B-Walk, it says today Stone Cold Steve Austin's original iconic theme, Hell Frozen Over, was inspired by the song Bulls on Parade by Rage Against the Machine.
Mm-hmm. And that was dope. I'm not even gonna lie. All the Stone Cold theme music was dope. Just like Batista, all his music was dope. Triple H theme music was dope. You got wrestlers that's good and they theme music are trash. Look at DIY. Their theme music was good before. Look at it now. It's like
Hey,
simple. It's like simple music.
It's not
hey, Jim
resonating.
Jim Johnson isn't doing the theme music no more, is he?
Yeah. No, it's not.
No, it's Def Rebel.
Yeah. And it's trash. It's complete trash. But then, like I said, we got Damian Priest versus Carlito. What do y'all think about that match? I mean, to me, I think they need to use Carlito more. Carlito need to be independent on his own, because Carlito have been through the tag stage and everything. Carlito was underrated to me when he got let go, because Carlito should be in the mid card stage by himself.
Yeah, but you got to make it. You just now at this point of the wrestling community or the wrestling storyline, you just can't
Mhm.
just drop Carlito.
No.
You know we just you gotta make it where the only way is in the storyline wise, and I don't see Carlito leaving the Judgment Day now. He's part of the
Mhm.
storyline. He's hooked line unless if there's a contract release, but
Mhm.
he's part of the storyline. You just can't drop him and go on his own there. He's not. He doesn't have that clout or that sustaining power to do that. So he's part of the Judgment Day, regardless if you like it or not. He's going to be part of that story built in.
Mhm.
For Carlito, now could you heat? We see anything is possible in the WWE. They can heat
Mhm.
anyone up instantly in 2 weeks' notice, 1 week, couple of Raws, and they're hot as as the my goodness, 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. But
Mhm.
I don't know. And Carlito's age now, he's just going to be one of those. He's going to be in that R-Truth. Would he win a tag title? You
Yeah.
know what? Nothing is impossible. We no one thought R-Truth at 52 was going to win a tag team title, and he did. So anything is possible when it comes to wrestling, when the WWE. But for Carlito, he has a purpose, and that purpose was for Damian Priest to get his hands at least one member of Judgment. They get a little bit of his pound of flesh, and that's what the story was told in the match.
Joe, partner, what you got to say, bro?
I don't know. I just feel like Carlito is just right now is just filler. Like BX kind of saying he's just filler. He's going
Mhm.
to be a supplemental talent. He's going to be a supplemental talent that's going to win a match here and there, maybe a tag title if he's lucky. That's about it. I mean, that's really all he's going to be doing nowadays.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Everyone has a place for that. To get it to not enhancement, but to help a wrestler tell their story on their rise to maybe an intercontinental title run or a world title run or even gaining a couple wins to be the next person, to be a contender. Carlito's there to to get them over, to be a story, let's say a chapter in a story of someone's feud. That's what
Mhm.
Carlito in his career is, and it doesn't hurt him because we still think a lot of nostalgic when it comes to Carlito. So he's he's not really a big time main guy, but he's a made guy already in the mid card that if he takes a couple losses, it's all right as long as he has that apple and he bites and he spits and
Yeah.
there's a purpose for a Carlito in the
Yeah.
roster.
Yeah. But that
R-Truth, same
music,
thing.
yeah. But our Carlito music, it make him with the Apple. I can't see him using nothing with the Apple now because it don't fit him.
Yeah,
That music don't fit his
I hear
number.
what you mean. I hear what you mean. How much more can the rest can? It all depends on the wrestling viewership if they could tolerate that. If they
Yeah.
could, but I don't think Carlito's gonna have. I think he's gonna start coming out with the iteration of the Judgment Day music, whatever
Yeah.
it is. That's what I think.
Yeah. What you think about that, partner?
That's good. I mean, I don't. I just like I said, I just feel like they're gonna keep him where he's at. I don't think he's gonna go
Yeah.
anywhere else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I agree with you on that.
I mean, the only thing he won was the IC title, and that was it. He never went any more further
Tag titles. He was tag champions too.
with him and his brother, him and his cousin and brother. But that was it. IC, and then what was it? Undisputed tag team titles.
Just regularly, it was the WWE tag team titles.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I could have seen Carlito go further with it, but I want to see Carlito. I want to see Carlito break loose on his own, but we know that's not gonna happen. But next we got the Big O versus Vincent Wani. What y'all think about that? What y'all think about Big O performance? What y'all think?
Well, when it comes to Big O, we've seen
Mm-hmm.
him in NXT, very agile wrestler. In
Mm-hmm.
the NXT developmental, seen him plenty of time, nicest guy in the world. But I got to see what happens now. It doesn't seem like Xavier Woods has totally warmed up to him. There's
Mm-hmm.
certain looks or puzzled looked or like what? Like he's shocked or lost of words seeing Big O with the way Kofi has gravitated to him,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like a little bit of jealousy, and maybe that's what Karrion Cross has been preaching to
Mm-hmm.
Xavier Woods, trying to get in his head, trying to be the storyline there, like Kofi don't give a crap about you. He'll just
Mm-hmm.
he'll look at, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be something like, look, he's going to replace Big E with Big O. He could easily replace you. So maybe that's ascension, and we're see how that plays out. But that's another story. That's another storyline to look out, to keep an eye on. It's not a filler match to have it, despite the fact that you don't like AOP or Karrion Kross isn't hitting for you or not kicking on all cylinders, but there's a storyline to that match. It's not just a filler match. There's, will Xavier actually turn on Kofi and let go of one of the longest tag team champion friendship teamwork in WWE history? So that's interesting.
Yeah, but to me, what's that, bro, partner?
I was going to say, if you notice about the whole thing with Xavier and Kofi, you notice how they're trying to show distance in Xavier, and also if you notice it was subtle today, but they released Fanatics. They released the poster for the new Raw, and if you saw the picture of the new poster for debuting Raw on Netflix, Kofi and Xavier are not wearing the same type of outfit, and Xavier is wearing a darker, like red and black, and Kofi is wearing more brighter colors.
But remember, Kofi's been wearing a different clothing for quite some time. I remember the brown tights that we mentioned that we didn't agree with. He wasn't wearing the unicorn and New Day attire. He was wearing this brown and white off color stuff that was like, but
So what if
I'm not gonna put too much stock.
What if they do a flip? What if Kofi is the one that turns on Xavier?
Anything could happen, because remember, they're in the business to serve the fans and swerve us, the viewers, and you tell me if no one's going to see that coming. Cold feet, back to heel. No one will see that. But
anything heel on Odyssey, and you put Odyssey Jones with Xavier.
Anything is possible. Anything is possible.
And I also heard news today that they said that Big E's progress is doing very well, and he may be back in the next 12 months. He's making a decision.
That's a big decision, though.
It is. If he doesn't come back, I'm not mad at him if he don't come back, though. I mean, he's done everything.
But I'd rather have him come back as a manager role. This how I would see it. Like, say like Big E come back, like even if he come back as a manager role, or he come back and be like slap
take your time.
Goddamn, what's his name again?
Someone smack Dennis in the back of the head and get the words out.
Yeah, I know, right? If he slapped a motherfucking not Coffee, but if he slapped
Karrion? Baba Booey?
No. Damn. That's the Coffee partner. If he slapped come on, man, help me out.
The trios champion, Xavier Woods.
Xavier Woods, goddamn.
One third of the trios.
Girl, my fault. If he came back and like, you know how when motherfucker go dark and then it take your homeboy to slap you and be like, dog, what is you doing? He with us. Because there's no way I could see. There's no way I could see Xavier Woods going with Karrion Kross. What is that doing? Because he go to the Final Testament. He go to Final Testament, whereas he'll get dragged down right along with him, because Final Testament ain't really doing nothing. Final Testament ain't really getting no push. Final Testament, what is Final Testament doing besides just being there? They ain't doing nothing. They didn't even use Karrion Kross when he was by himself and everything. ALP guy here, they definitely not using him or nothing. So what would it benefit Xavier Woods to go into Final Testament? Nothing.
It's sad that you say that, but and it's very sad, because Final Testament they're all talented people.
Yeah.
AOP and Karrion Kross are all talented.
Yeah. But what do they
like to see them do more?
They're not doing nothing with them like they did before.
But you guys say that, but when they're in the ring, they don't do anything to make me want to gravitate and watch them. AOP has matches. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna go, damn. At least and this is the thing I could say. At least the Creed brothers, they might not have the personality, but when they give you a match, they give you they do some matches like, oh damn, I can't believe they did that spot. They did this, they did, they did electric chair. They did something different. AOP, what is there? I can't recall anything that they've done in the ring when they had, you know, there's a saying: if they give you 1 minute, make that the best 1 minute. They give you 2 minutes,
Yeah.
make it the best 2 minutes. With AOP, the 5 minutes they've gotten, they haven't done anything with it to make me want to watch them even more.
You're
And
right.
it's not. Look at Chelsea Green, who does so much with so little. They give it 30 seconds, memorable. You know what? Even if you roll your eyes and say it might be corny, but it's a memorable corniness. AOP don't do anything to make you want to, like, you know, they stand out for at least 2 seconds. Nothing. Only thing I can tell you that stands out from AOP is the old man coming out with one hand, one glove like Michael Jackson. That's
Yeah.
it. That's it.
Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. That I agree. I agree. I mean, like I said, like me and Joe was talking about this. What was it? A couple of days ago, day before yesterday. The ranking system. To me, the ranking system is dead, and they need to bring back the ranking system because without the ranking system, wrestling is not gonna be wrestling.
Ranking system, and WWE never had a ranking system.
I mean, like we knew who was gonna be the number one contender. You know how back in the day.
WWE used to have a power ranking system.
Like I'm just saying, like we didn't see the same tag team wrestling. We seen okay, I'm gonna say it like this: the Attitude Era. We seen the New Age Outlaws. We seen the Rocket Sock Connection. We seen we seen the Legion of Doom. We seen Action Roxo. We seen the Bushwhackers. It was more than at least 10 tag teams. They don't even do that no more. You know what I mean?
But here's the thing with that, though. We can't have it both ways because there's also complaints with the repeat matches. One thing I heard a lot about when I started doing the wrestling podcast was, oh, WWE does a lot of 50-50 booking and a lot of repeat matches. They're trying to stay away with the repeat matches. Yes, can they do a better job at the tag team division? Absolutely. They could always look for room for improvement in the tag team division. And speaking of tag team division, I don't know. Right now, I'm waiting to find out for at least after the 25th of August, or even if the Motor City Machine Guns doesn't show up for All Elite Wrestling at the All Wembley show, because everyone says they're WWE bound, they're going WWE bound, but damn, what the hell is taking them so long to show up? So, you know, there's so many different things they need to strengthen the WWE tag teams. And it's gonna happen now. Now that SmackDown goes to USA Network, they'll add that extra hour. There'll be more tag team, more time for more storylines with the tag teams. I think Raw tries to do a lot of good things with the tag team, but we got to be patient with it. We got to give them time to tell stories. We got another tag team that we're not even talking about. It's the Wyatt Six. We got any combination is a tag team now. You also have the Creed brothers. Yeah, Alpha Academy. We were mentioning, you know, the Awesome Truth. There's a lot. Also the tag team champions in Judgment Day. Now even if Xavier Woods turn on Kofi Kingston, you still have Kofi and Big O. That's a tag team. Even if Karrion Kross and Xavier Woods want to be a tag team, that's another tag team. Also AOP. So I just gave you almost 8 tag teams there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the way the issue is they're not booking it. Emphasizing a lot of tag teams.
Agree. I agree with you, bro. Partner, what you think? What you think about this segment before we skip to
I just don't feel
next
like WWE is focused on tag team wrestling right now. I feel like they're more focused on their main storyline, their main storylines in the women's division more than they are the tag division.
Now that's a stereotype. What was the main event of WrestleMania Night 1?
Sammy and Kevin Owens versus the Usos.
What was this year's main event? Night 1.
It was Cody and Seth versus Rock and Roman.
What are those 2 matches both have in common?
Yeah, but you also have to realize those are singles competitors they threw together in a tag team.
It's still a tag team match. You can't make a statement when you're making your biggest show in your company history 2 years in a row tag team main events. You can't make That's why that statement is that's a stereotype statement. When you make that kind of statement, you got to make sure to have that rebuttal ready, or you're gonna get that kind
But
of
the
smoke
rest of
back.
the year, so once a year they throw a tag team into the main event, and it makes the rest of the year that they don't focus on the tag team. Okay.
It does now that they don't make it, they don't focus the whole year. They do. They change. It's that they're not going to make it a main event every premium live event because the heavyweight title, undisputed, or the heavyweight title is always king when it comes to wrestle to your main
Yes,
event when
of
you book a
course.
card, as well as your women. Now you have two women's championships, so you got to those single competitors are in the pecking order of the card, one of the top notch. Now, would it help the WWE to have a premium live event like one of these B show or international premium live events, main event with a tag team matchup? Absolutely, it would help them, but they're doing it on the grandest stage of the mall when the most eyes is WrestleMania. So you got to give them that they're not totally batting a blind eye. Yes, I agree with you. Should they be on premium live events, not SmackDown before? But hey, not everyone's getting on his car. So would there was complaints about the Intercontinental Champion.
Also,
with-
also,
with
how often is the tag team titles defended on pay-per-views? Normally, they have them defended on
that,
SmackDown the night before or Raw the night before.
that's what I just finished. Just right now,
Yeah.
just finished saying. They should have it on some premium live events. Maybe they should mix it up a bit where they should have that. But again, when you have your world heavyweight champion being showcased, undisputed, you want him to close the show. You're not going to tell him,
Right.
take a back seat because we're going to put JD McDonough and Finn Balor to close the show. That's not smart business. There's no way in hell they're going to close a premium live event. They're not going to be your main act closing the main event.
But I'm just saying that BX. I'm not saying that we should close with them. I believe that what you're saying. The World Championship should always close a show. Always, a World Champion should always close a show because that's the top prize in the sport, in the profession. I just feel that all titles, and when you have championships, I feel like all the championships should be defended on a premium live event, pay-per-view, because that is something that people want to see. Champions defending titles.
Right. That I agree with you with that. But not every title has to be put on a premium live event because then you run out of staleness. You get you're getting what you're getting currently right now. Cody's title reigns is boring because you wipe through too many. There's no one, or you don't want to put another guy against Cody because he's not going to Cody's not dropping that title any soon. That was the argument I had with Roman Reigns. Why it's okay for Roman to come and wrestle not every month, but when he had that part-time, not that part-time, that lighter schedule, because it made the world title defense with Roman more greater because it gave the WWE time to heat up or get the right opponent for Roman to wrestle, to face him. Right now, Cody has no one right now. They have to put Kevin Owens, and they kind of shoehorn this feud with Cody Rhodes, in my opinion, where it kind of felt shoehorned. When is the world champion beg a challenger to wrestle them for the title?
Man, would that be a swerve? If Kevin Owens won that title?
It's not going to happen. So
I know, but can you imagine the shock value, though, BX?
I can't.
You pushed for me to take this title shot, and I take your title from you.
Then WrestleMania was a waste of time. WrestleMania 40 was a waste of time if Kevin Owens wins that title. And no disrespect to Kevin Owens, he is a great competitor. His matches are not boring. His matches are entertaining. I mean, that big guy, that man could do a moonsault off that top rope. The prize fighter nature of Kevin Owens. His promos are good. There's nothing. He checks the boxes as a world champion, Joe. But after finish, you made a big hoopla. You let the IWC change the main event, and then you're gonna let him drop to Kevin Owens. It's you're my goodness. You're just I don't know. I mean, would it be like you said? It would be shocking. I agree with you. It will be super duper uber shocking. I'd be like, whoa. I definitely agree with you on that. But I don't think it will happen. But my jaw would drop. I'll be like, whoa.
That'd be like Randy Orton beating Gunther at Bash in Berlin.
Now you could see that happening though. A slip on the banana
Yeah.
peel because he is a 15-time world champion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I'd like to see him break the 16. If there's one guy I want to see break it, it's Orton.
I mean that could lead, and then he holds anything could happen. He holds that title until 2025.
Mm-hmm.
First night at Netflix. He said he's going to be there. You got John Cena comes out,
Yeah.
beats Randy Orton for that world title, and you're off and running. John Cena has it set. He breaks the record on night one on Netflix. Talk about must watch Netflix, and he wins that title. And he's not going to hold it for long. You could have a 90-day build elimination chamber. He drops it to whoever, and then sets up WrestleMania, so forth.
Yes.
There, I mean, anything can happen. I'm just putting that out there. It's not going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. We're just shooting the breeze here.
We're shooting the
Yeah,
breeze.
yeah,
We're talking hypotheticals.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Something
but
that still happen.
I don't want to see Cena break that.
Well, I'd rather see Randy Orton break it than Cena.
I'm actually. Yeah, go ahead, Joe.
Ric Flair has actually stated in the interviews before that he sees Orton breaking his record.
Orton still got it in it. Orton can still wrestle full time if he wanted to. Orton is in good shape. Cena don't have it yet. He's Cena like
no. Orton just signed 5 years, so he's not going anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No. He said he's going to wrestle until he can't no more.
Yeah.
Right. Until his wife says no more, but he has a 5-year deal. So if he's healthy, he will be around for 5 years. If he's not healthy, or he has enough, he'll announce his retirement and just walk away with that. But personally, I know you mentioned which one. I kind of want to see John do it for what he's done for his longevity. Because he's not a fake person. I mean, for a guy to do all those make-a-wishes, I mean, damn, let him hold some place in record history. And I mean, and Ric Flair said he has no problem with John Cena breaking his record. He says records are made to be broken. He also said he don't mind Randy Orton. So that'd be great. Even if they have a program back and forth with the title changes between him and Cena, Randy Orton, like they did back in the day. I think people will enjoy it as well. If they were to do that, they give me a 2 out of 3 matches with the title changing twice. I have no problem between Randy Orton and John Cena again at that age. I mean, a lot of people would like that.
Yeah, I mean, I just wish. I mean, like, I just wish, like, I forgot what I was about to say. I just wish, like, John Cena, like, you can see John Cena losing his steps. You can see it, like, as through, like, even he wrestles now. You can see John Cena losing his steps. I would like to see John Cena because John Cena deserved it. He deserved to win. To me, honestly, he deserved to be 17-time world champ. And I could see Randy Orton get 16-time world champ. But like I said, like
John Cena losing his steps as fast as he's losing his hair.
Yeah, like he losing the hair. But what if John Cena win the belt and then Randy Orton beat John Cena for the belt?
Let me ask
That'd
you
be dope.
That'd be great. Let me ask this: where did you see Cena? Which match did you notice Cena's losing his step at? Because you're saying he lost a step. Which match did you notice the downfall?
I just like, to me, when you start losing your hair, like you just
you can't
lose
go.
your hair.
I can't accept that. That's why I asked that question. If you're going to say something about a man's age, you got to give an example. There was a stop that he was winded, like they said The Rock when he came back and he did the Ginger Mahal movement, the Rock Bottom. You could see he was gassed, he was winded, he was tired, he was exhausted. Even with the Austin Theory, you could see that physically. But John Cena's match with Solo Sikoa wasn't a bad match. I didn't see anything slippage there, and Sikoa's younger. I didn't see any slippage there with him there. Even his interaction when he had a moment. So remember, John Cena's only 6. What is it, Joe? Like 6 to 8 moves he does in the match.
Yeah, he does like 1, 2, 3.
I mean, the people say that that's the stereotype that he has, that
Yeah,
he's very he does only limited move even when he was at his peak. The shoulder tackle, the
yeah,
FU, the close,
yeah.
the clothesline. You can't see me.
Mhm.
5 knuckle shuffle,
the protoplex.
The protoplex,
proto
yeah,
flag. Right. So if you have a legend, if you have matches with a guy like Randy Orton, where they're both professionals and they could either slow it down with the psychology of the match, it could work for John Cena. That's why I kind of ask you,
yeah,
that's why I stopped you for a moment and ask you, where did you
yeah.
see him slip? Because there is ways of you could have it done. Now, if he's going in there like Braun wants a match with him, Braun Breaker,
Hmm.
and Braun Breaker, the way he runs those ropes so quick, that's where you might see a little bit of a
Yeah,
long long in the tooth John Cena.
yeah.
Then I could see that, but I haven't seen that yet from Cena. Is he gonna
Mm.
get winded? Absolutely. He's not in wrestling shape.
I was just disappointed how he got squashed by Solo.
Well,
Like to me,
he's putting the kid over.
yeah, man, that too. But like I said, you will never see The Rock getting letting nobody get like. But okay, he did Brock Lesnar. He let Brock Lesnar. Okay, I get what you're saying now. I had to think about it. You're right. That was crazy. I just had to think about that when you said that. How John Cena let Solo, but The Rock let Brock Lesnar push him over, and The Rock got squashed by Brock Lesnar. But they gave the big old match incomplete. I, I don't know how that go, but to me,
Not
Big O's
applicable.
coming. Big O's coming.
Joe, what you were saying, Joe?
If they give it a not applicable,
Yeah, they gave it an incomplete. But then they gave Jones defeated whining. I don't know how that go.
But what's your opinion though on that one? What's
My
your
opinion,
right?
Big O. I want to see more of Big O. Like I said,
Got
he got the personality. He got the wrestling, big man wrestling style. Like I said, I didn't start peeping Big O until y'all said something. Until you and Terrence and Chef said something about Big O, and I was like, damn, this dude up to something. This dude could be a star.
He's got athleticism. He's I'm not comparing him because he's not Mark Henry, but he has a lot of
Mhm.
Mark Henryism in him. He's all smiles. That same smile you see in the ring. That's the
Yeah,
same smile you see outside of the ring.
yeah,
But he's also those type. If you get him upset, like Mark Henry, he could rip your head off. He could rip.
yes,
But Big O, he's one of those type of wrestlers who could do the agile stuff as well. He had a couple knee injuries that sidelined him. He lost a year of his career of wrestling with
mhm,
some torn ACL and stuff like that with his knee. But I think if he sticks to his wrestling the
yeah,
way he's with I think Abyss is one of his trainers on the main roster. If he worked with
mhm,
him hand in hand with Abyss, I think they're going to put on some good matches. And Jason Jordan, I think they'll put on some good matches for Big O, his career in the main roster on Raw. We're going to be pleasantly surprised with the big man.
yeah,
I think they're going to do this big man right.
yeah. I look forward to seeing him more. All right, next
look
match we got
forward to
Alpha
it.
Academy versus American Made. Partner, hit me up. What you think about that match?
Alpha Academy versus American Made. I like American Made. I like what they're doing with it. I like they're changing things. I do like the. I thought the match was very good. I want to see more, and I do want to see Alpha Academy do get a big W here eventually. If I can get to see a little more of that, who can Alpha Academy add as a third to compete with against Chad Gable?
Well,
Anybody?
I don't know. They haven't mentioned anyone yet. They haven't mentioned or haven't brought a third person for Tasawa or Otis. We just saw Ivy Niles join the American Made. She came out and blasted Maxine Dupree. After Maxine wanted to bring her into Ivy wanted to recruit Maxine, and she said she wasn't going to abandon Otis and Tasawa. So she came out and made a statement. But I don't know. If they're going to do if they're going to do a 6 man, they're going to need another person. Alpha Academy. and
Yeah,
and uh-huh.
I was gonna say um I could see them bringing in Kurt Angle for the storyline.
If he's going to be a manager, I could see that, but I don't think as a competitor, he's not going to. He's
No,
not.
no, no, no. I mean as a manager, and maybe have like a one off. Like have him and Chad Gable as a one off. You know what I mean?
I mean, that could be one. Personally, I wish in this time of a day, I wish this is where I wish they would have kept this one on the roster and let go of someone else. But this is where Sheldon Benjamin would have been a freaking
Yeah.
in place to join Alpha Academy to to I wish they would have got rid of Cedric and kept Benjamin, but it is what it is. That's what bringing a Sheldon Benjamin, he fits that there. Like I know you said Kirk Angle. Kirk Angle might not be physically able to, or he's enjoying his kids before they go to college and high school, all that stuff. I don't know what his status is, but man, that's a perfect spot for a Sheldon Benjamin. There or who knows who they could be free agents. But
Mhm.
it has to be someone who's kind of that Alpha Academy type of deal. Do you have anyone outside of the Indies that you could think of, Joe, that you think might fit, hypothetically?
I mean, to fit with Tozawa and Otis.
Yes, because you
What
can't
if
put it
they?
on
What if they brought back Otis's old tag team partner?
from Heavy Machinery.
Yeah,
Tucker.
you remember they
Don't
talked
know.
about heavy. They talked about Heavy Machinery. They did bring it up.
I don't know where he's at, or if they have any thoughts of that. I mean, interesting on that one. And well, let me ask this. Let me ask this question to you guys. Seeing that we got American Made and Alpha Academy, did the White Six bear done with the feud with Otis, or do they keep targeting, because they added American Made just added a female. Now he gave something for Nikki Cross to go
Hmm.
after.
Right. So now, what are they going to do with that? Like that's the next big question: is are they going to try to maybe they try to do the maybe they try to do um Wyatt Six and versus American Made.
Because there is more participants in the American Made than the White, and with the White Six than there is the Alpha Academy. You know, which is interesting because what does that leave Otis and Tasawa to do now? Because they're going to be twiddling their thumbs. I don't know if this persona fits. I don't know. It's not going to fit. He don't fit at all. But I would have loved. But he doesn't fit. Matt Cardona type of deal, but he doesn't fit that group or with a Tozawa and Otis. No. I want Cardona to return as that kind of like that indie or the God or something different, singles, not part of the Alpha Academy. They need someone like that type of, like, again, someone that type of fit with an Otis and Tozawa to take over that group and do
Hmm.
something different. I have no I'm trying to picture who, and I can't for Alpha Academy. I hope they don't get lost in the sauce.
Yeah. So, what would you grade that match? American Made versus the Alpha Academy. What would you grade it?
Who's that, me or Joe?
No, BX.
Oh, that was a good match. It was a B plus. It was a B plus C minus
Mm.
C plus B minus C plus. I mean, actually, it was a match there. It told us the story that Maxine turned on. Maxine got turned on by Ivy Niles, and Ivy Niles joined the group. There, and you want to book American Made Strong. One thing, Gable. I don't believe Gable was on. Didn't come out at all on that night.
Mhm.
But
No, he was promoting Alpha Academy at the Olympics. Supposedly, he was recruiting in the
he
Olympics.
Mm.
okay, he was looking for another Olympian to possibly join that group.
Yep.
And you know what,
Mm.
Joe? That brings you your point there. Former Olympian to beat this American Made. It could be something that way where it could be where Kirk Angle might be a manager taking over the Alpha Academy and do things right. Guys that are trying to do things right and stuff like that. You never know, Joe. Yeah, you might be onto something, maybe a little later down the road.
Might be into something. Who knows?
All right,
I just
next
know
match.
that I believe Kurt Angle said he wanted to do something with Chad Gable. That's why I said that.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm,
yeah. He did say something like that.
I mean, I want to see Jason Jordan has some kind of involvement with Chad Gable, but physically he not gonna be able to. But he still could be that voice for him.
Nah, he's a producer. He loves what he does backstage as a producer and an agent. He's having a good time, he's doing phenomenal work. I don't think he wants to get
Yeah.
be on screen.
Right.
I don't think he wants to be an on screen personality.
I mean, like to me, honestly, like if Jason Jordan would have never got hurt, where would you see Alpha Academy? Would you see Alpha Academy as the one of the best tag teams, or would you see them still an average tag team? Because they could have ran through a lot of tag teams, and to me, they could have been one of the best tag teams.
That's injuries part of the game, man. We would never
Yeah.
know. We would never know.
Next, we
I
got
agree.
Damage Control. Next, we got Damage Control versus BX, your favorite tag team, Shayna Baszler versus Joey Stark.
Those are handsome women.
What y'all think about that match? Hit me with your feedback, partner, Mr. Joe BNCO. What you think about that match?
What match?
The 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 Damage Control versus Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark.
Oh, the P break match. Okay. Not to disrespect the women, but they are good competitors. But the problem is that I don't feel like they mesh well. I don't feel like they mesh well. I just feel like they need to go a different direction. And Dakota Kai is hurt again. She's going to be out for 8 to 10 weeks.
So you think she'll get released? You think
No.
think so? You think they gonna keep her instead of her getting released?
Yeah, they're going to keep Dakota Kai. I don't see them releasing her. I just see them that she's hurt again, and that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
BX, what do you think?
Yeah.
All right. The match here, the one thing I didn't like about the whole thing, the name change. I mean,
Oh,
I
yeah,
know I know they're trying to find a name change for it. And we were all joking around with these names, and I know they weren't going to use that name. We were joking around with them, but they're trying to find their footing.
Yeah.
Sonya Deville, she's like a pseudo manager, competitor. Shayna and Zoe, they got the mouthpiece. This is the story here is we're getting a baby face run for Damage Control.
Yeah.
Regardless of the fact with Dakota Kai out for 6 to 8 weeks. Dakota Kai doesn't really work as a baby face. Dakota Kai, I think, is going to come in when she's healthy and she's going to backstab someone in the Damage Control when the time comes from when she gets healed, because that's what Dakota Kai has done all her career with Raquel Rodriguez, Tegan Knox, and so forth. That's her MO, her classic. That's her signature calling card. So we're going to get, so it kind of worked in a little bit. It kind of worked out. Things happen for a good reason. Because now you get the whole entire Damage Control as a babyface run, and that's just only going to help them going forward until Asuka returns. They're going to get even elevated when she gets back. They're going to get pushed more. Also, you're going to have Julia coming from the NXT, which I think Julia will, after Stand and Deliver, she'll probably join the main roster. I don't see Julia staying in NXT too long because she resonates superstar. So the Japanese fashion and Damage Control could get greater, stronger, bigger. That might be taking over the Bloodline storyline next year. This time, I mean, you never know if it's done right.
I just can't get past their name, the Pure Fusion Collective. That sounds like some rap label is.
PFC.
They need to change their name.
I can't get. I don't like the name either. PFC. I mean, I feel like ordering. I feel like ordering an egg roll and some pork fried rice with that.
See, that just throw me off. You can't have a group name like that and think they're gonna be dumb. Next, we got Randy Orton addresses Gunther. What y'all think about that?
Well,
Good.
can't wait to see that in ring
Beautiful.
because. And then for those, and I wanted to, glad you mentioned that. For those that are saying, why is Randy Orton on Raw? Isn't he a SmackDown wrestler? Isn't he a brand split? Here's the WWE again. They say they have a brand split, but here's Randy Orton a couple of weeks or a couple of months later on Raw. But
Mm-hmm.
the storyline is they had a match at the King of the Ring.
Mm-hmm.
We all saw that Gunther pinned Randy Orton, but the shoulder was up. The
Yep.
referee did not see that. Eddie Orango did not see the shoulder down, but Triple H acknowledged that. They gave him. They cannot reverse the referee's decision, so
No.
they revisit that here now that there's a world title involved. That's how Randy Orton is on Raw. That's why he's there. And that's the storyline. Before people say, here's WWE making things up or not sticking to their brand split. Well, I just explained to you why Randy Orton's face is on Raw. So
Yeah.
I want to see those two because we know we just talked about Randy Orton's history, a 16-time world champion looking to break a record. He has the pedigree, the cachet
Yep.
to for Gunther's title reigns to get kicked off strong by beating. If Gunther could survive Randy Orton, what a strong title defense against that guy, Randy Orton. Now you're like, damn, is he going to do what he did with the Intercontinental title with that World Heavyweight title, be that longevity title run? That's the story. And you know what? When those two guys come face to face, Gunther's getting better on the mic and mic every time. He embraces the heel, even with a smirk, with a smile, even if he says something that it's true, he looks how to turn the crowd against him. He is learning, and he's learning right in front of our eyes, better and better on the
Yeah.
microphone.
Yeah. Gunther is evolving. Gunther
Yes,
is evolving as something that's gonna be crazy down the end of the road. To me,
Right.
Gunther got a lot of potential, and like I said, but Gunther is a future Hall of Famer, and he's gonna be a future champion. To me,
Here he is champion.
I mean, like you know what I mean. He's gonna be a future,
the face
like
of the face of the company. You mean?
yeah, a multiple time world champion.
Oh, okay.
He could be. He could
Or
be a face of the company as the heel. That heel that is the face of the company. The obstacle that is a Gunta. That obstacle that, like, my goodness, yeah, Gunther could be that. Gunther could go on that run, especially if the WWE is going to announce a WrestleMania in London overseas. He might be on that long title reign, guys.
Yeah, yeah. Gunther could be. He could be a heel. He could be another Iron Sheik, but better.
He's a classic. He's a throwback heel that, no matter what, and his matches deliver. So
Yeah,
he talk about ring general. He has the five. He's grown with that five tools, and he's getting that. He's sharpening it with the mic, with the stick, and kudos to him because he didn't have a Heyman like a Brock to help him or Roman. Hey, this guy's doing this right in front. I mean,
yeah.
he's just excelling.
And he be slapping the shit out of motherfuckers. But our next match, we got the Miz versus Bronson Reed. We got this match because our truth trying to get in good graces with the Miz, and he made the Miz think he had an IC title match with Braun Breaker, but instead it was Bronson Reed. What y'all think about that segment in that match?
Again, Bronson Reed wants to make a name for himself. He
Mm-hmm.
went out. He went after a big time main man last week in Seth freaking Rollins. He has to follow it up. He wants,
Mm-hmm.
he's a big man slapping me. He wants a carcass to devour. Our truth, of course, in a comedic way, fed him and another world champion to Bronson Reed.
Yeah,
Miz, regardless, he's a Grand Slam champion, two-time Grand Slam champion, if I'm not mistaken. Fed
yes.
him someone with some pedigree,
mm-hmm.
and that's what you want. Like we mentioned earlier, WWE could heat up with Carlito or could make anyone a main contender, heat them up like that. Well, that's what they're doing with Big Brunson Reed. They're heating him up like that because let's face it, could he have an interaction where he doesn't like Cody and go after
Mm-hmm.
Cody? I wouldn't mind seeing a Brunson Reed and Cody feud for a while because we know Cody's gonna defend it and win, but you
Yeah,
still need that obstacle and you present Brunson Reed like that and heat him up. He's now you got to build heels. You can't wait for Rock if Rock is returning. You can't
Yeah.
wait for this guy or this guy. If you got guys on your roster that you could make heat up, do it. I think that's the problem they had with Bobby Lashley. They didn't heat him up. They just left him there because they didn't want. You got to heat some guys up so
Yeah.
we can have matches, some filler or some programs to be. We got a long way to go for WrestleMania. You got to build some guys up. Brunson
Yeah.
Reed, they're building correctly.
I agree. What you think about that, Joe? Carter?
No, I agree. Rock, the whole Rock thing angle that they got with him and um, Cody, it's coming. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's apparent that it's coming, but they don't want to have to wait for that. They have to do other feuds in the meantime.
Mm-hmm. And what would y'all grade the match?
Oh, it served its purpose. It was an A plus because the guy kept beating people up. He kept squashing them and going over. Even if the authorities came out to try to stop him, he still wanted to do tsunami.
He killed
Bronson Reed.
Bronson killed R-Truth. He hit him with like 8 tsunamis.
Yeah.
That should be a crime. He put R-Truth in a coma. Him trying to help Miz, he took a bullet for the Miz, and he took 8 of them. What was it? 5, 6, 7? You might as well say 8 of them. He took 8 of them boys for Miz.
Yeah.
And I was like, enough is enough. Come on, man. Like you overdoing it. Like it's roadkill.
They wrote him off the show, is what they were doing.
Well, he's hurt. He'll be off for a couple of weeks, but his return to try to get, cause Brunson Reed a match maybe down the road when he's, Truth returns. We get probably a more serious Truth trying to get revenge, or we won't see Truth probably until John Cena returns. Who knows?
Yeah, I agree. Partner, what you think?
Yeah, I agree. I don't think we're going to see Truth for a while, and I think they're only doing that to build up they're building up for the return of Cena and all that. I think that's what they're doing. I think they're just trying to build a storyline and make Bronson Reed a dominant force.
Yeah, as they should. As they should.
Yeah, I agree with you. That man,
Mhm.
book that man strong, solid, because that man delivers. For a
Yeah.
big guy like that, yeah, that's like, I'm not comparing him to him though, but that's like this modern day version of Vader. Just gotta,
Yes.
because this guy you gotta book him that way.
Yeah. And to me, Vader should have got a push as it is. To me, Vader was underrated as it is when he went to the WWE.
Big time.
Yeah, they destroyed Vader's character when he went to WWE.
They completely destroyed him because Vader was dominant. Vader was a monster in WCW, Japan.
Yeah.
Underrated. I
Very
want to see
underrated.
them. I want to see them do Bronson Reed right. I like to see Bronson Reed win a world title. I gave that an A plus. That segment because Bronson Reed deserves it.
Right, and it served its
Agreed.
purpose. It hit all the strings. You can't give anything. The one negative you could say when the fans ask for one more, if you're a heel, you don't give the fans one more because that's how you turn. That's how you make them a baby. Because then they'll cheer you on that, and you become a baby face. Right now apparently WWE doesn't want us to like him. We want to hate or despise him. So you can't you can't give us the extra tsunami when we ask for it. You
I
gotta say
agree.
no.
I agree. I completely agree. Now we to the main event, baby. We to the main event. We got Braun Breaker versus Sami Zayn for the IC title. The best 2 out of 3. What y'all think? Let me get y'all opinion on this.
I'll go last.
I thought it was a fantastic main event. And I was just the ending of the match where they were going to the ending of the match they did not show, which was when Sami Zayn gave respect to Braun Breaker. I feel like they should have showed that.
One of my
And
biggest. Oh, sorry,
well,
Joe. I thought
go
you're
ahead.
done.
No,
No, no,
you're
no.
good. You're good. I'm done. I'm done.
One of my biggest
I was done.
caveats of the one of the biggest caveats or gripe or rant that I had that Monday night doing the watch along was I didn't think there was enough time for 2 out of 3 falls
Mm-hmm.
because WWE or the USA Network hasn't gone allowed the WWE to go USA any overage in quite some time. So I'm like, damn, you guys gonna do a 2 out of 3 fall between these two wrestlers, and you don't have in an X amount of time. I don't know how they're going to do it. The match was very good. Um, I thought Sami Zayn helped Braun elevate as as an intercontinental champion. But I thought their first match where Braun went in defeat was their best match out of all the
Mm-hmm.
saga that they had. But still, I remember saying at the watch along when it was done, I don't want to see them wrestle each other for a long time. Enough with these two. Um, for Braun, now he has to continue to elevate that intercontinental title, which he could. What he's going to do? He's no issue whatsoever. I don't know what Sammy if he's going to go with Jey Uso.
Mm-hmm.
To be a tag team. I kind of don't want that, but hey,
Mm-hmm.
it is what it is. The match for the main event, it had me nervous. I'm gonna give it a B because I thought like you said, you lost a moment where Sami Zayn acknowledged the toughness of Braun
Mm-hmm.
Breaker as a champion, beating him. You beat me 2 out of 3 after I took the first fall. That would have been a nice caveat to seeing on TV, Joe. You're right,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. That's why it doesn't get an A plus. It gets a B for me. And I love Braun Breaker. Everyone knows that
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big Braun Breaker fan.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh-huh.
but that just those little details, those little specific details is what separates from it being an ultra uber great Monday Night Raw or just a
Mm-hmm.
good one. Just that little
Right.
detail. The same thing with the kiss, where you did Dominic kiss Liv, weeks ago. They went off the air. Some people saw it, some people don't. Those little caveats, I know they did that intentional on purpose, but damn, those split little moments. Because remember, you're gonna remember the last thing you saw on a show in Monday Night Raw, and if they would have went off him acknowledging Braun, like, yo, you you beat me,
Mm-hmm.
it justifies what the WWE is doing, telling us know that Braun Breaker is the future of the WWE.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
I agree.
And what would you grade that match?
Me,
I Oh yeah, I gave my grade already. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah. You already
B,
gave it that. Yeah.
B.
A B. I
Like BX
agree.
said, if they had given it the proper that ending like we were just talking about, then I would have given it an A.
Right. I agree. I
And
completely
if they
agree.
would have given it a little more time, definitely, you know, 2 out of 3 falls should be at least 30, 45 minutes
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I
because you're
agree.
wrestling 3 matches.
And it was
especially
short. And it was
on a
short.
3 hour show. If I understand they were doing that on SmackDown, but a 3 hour show,
Mm-hmm.
and it kind of felt rushed because you kind of here we know that okay when Sami Zayn went off the top rope, I said it's gonna be wrapped up. Braun and I see Braun as a big Braun Breaker fan, I said he's gonna nail him with the spear off the top rope.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's gonna be enough, but it was, and he got the fall because of the time limit. It also becomes predictable because the time is
Mm-hmm.
about to finish, so they're gonna have to wrap it up, and it kind of cheatens it because between fall number 2 and 3, it was kind of short. You knew
Mm-hmm.
they were going to bring it home, and it was like, it. I don't know. I guess as a wrestling fan, you don't want your intelligence to be insulted. And that's the way I felt with the 2 out of 3, especially the last 2 falls.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And to me, what our opinion said, that would have made Raw a lot better. We didn't got our reviews. We didn't give our opinion. That was the end of Raw. We go skip NXT. We go jump to SmackDown now because SmackDown was hot. What y'all think about SmackDown? SmackDown was hot. We gonna kick it off with the Queen's Champion. We gonna kick it off with you got Pretty Dilly coming down, and then you got Tiffany Stratton coming down, and then you got Nia Jax coming down getting carried, and then you got Pretty Dilly being ungenuine like and not helping Nia Jax in the ring, and you got Nia Jax bragging about, "Hey, I won the world title and everything. I got Tiffany Stratton right here with her money in the bank." I'm not gonna lie. If that was Edge, if Tiffany Stratton was Edge, Edge would have cracked her in the head, cracked him in the head, and cashed in. That's to me. That's what Edge would have did. But Tiffany Stratton hold her composure while Nia Jax got her celebration on. What y'all think about that?
Well, we're
I
seeing
thought
Nia. Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead. Sorry.
I thought it was a good segment. I thought
Mm-hmm.
they're building up. They're using it to build up for a bigger story.
Mm-hmm.
They're building up for a Tiffany Stratton Nia Jax storyline, and they're doing it well.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing the slow build because they don't want to give you the match right away.
No, no. We've seen that happen
So
before.
yeah, so slow build. They're doing almost like Dakota Kai and Bailey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
When with the Stephanie Stratton, it's listen. I've said it. It's gonna. She has almost a full year before she's going to
Mm-hmm.
cash. They're gonna be teases. They're gonna string along. There's and Nia Jax is gonna continue to be unbearable or abusive or nasty to Tiffany, but then like nasty, and then I'm gonna be, oh, but you're gonna be princess. That back and forth until she breaks, similar to the way MJF and Cody no,
Mm-hmm.
Jericho, excuse me. MJF and Jericho, how they were, and then eventually Max turned and they won. It's something similar to that. The typical bodyguard, but it's this case Tiffany Strand is not a bodyguard. She's just
Mm-hmm.
a friend with the briefcase. Also, remember, Drew had a failed cash in quickly. They're
Yeah.
not going to get rid of the briefcase immediately. They're going to linger that for possibly WrestleMania even longer. I don't, they're going to tease that. They're going to tease that, and until Tiffany Strand becomes a true babyface, when everybody wants her to say, "Yo, you took it." The similar to what Otis and Chad, where Chad was so abusive and nasty with Otis to the point where Otis
Mm-hmm.
snaps, and I think that's what's gonna
Yeah.
happen with Tiffany Stratton. We just gotta wait and slow and build, wait for that nastiness and that aggressiveness from Nia toward Tiffany, and then once the crowd turns babyface completely on Tiffany, then you know what, skyrocket on that cash, and it might not be a full year. Maybe if Tiffany, the way she gets greeted in Australia and all across the seas, international in France and stuff and so forth, she
Survivor
might
Series.
be Survivor Series. She might be the next hot fan favorite, like LA Knight. Wanting them to get a title. And you never know with Tiffany Strand. It might be Tiffy time quicker than we expect.
She's very popular. She's very
Mm.
over with the crowd.
Yeah,
What would you?
and seeing her from NXT for her very first time, her first televised match, being in
Yeah.
attendance to now, leaps and bounds. I mean, again, I cannot stop saying enough for the coaching staff from Norman Smiley, Mr. Bloom, from Terry Taylor to Shawn Michaels, everyone that works in NXT with these kids, hand in hand, they're doing phenomenal work with these guys, with both men and women competitors when they come to the main roster. Look at the talent that's there being used. When tapped on the shoulder, they all delivered. This
Mm-hmm.
this draft class, when on television, has delivered from and the NXT call-ups, when they're on television and put in showcase, they've been delivering. And again, I keep saying time and time, NXT is just continue to grow
Yeah.
leaps and bounds, because those coaches are teaching them the right things and the fundamentals, and that's why Tiffany's a mega star. Just seeing her, the growth in Tiffany Stratton is
Mm-hmm. It's amazing.
unbelievable.
It's
Unbelievable.
amazing. And she gonna be a future multi champion. But what would you grade it?
That segment, it did it with its purpose. There was comedy too with Pretty Deadly. I'm in it,
Yeah.
and I loved it because I got to see at least Pretty Deadly on TV. But there's no matches. I know some people tend to roll their eyes with Pretty Deadly, but that's what they are in NXT UK,
Yeah.
and that's who they are. They're the type of people that will do these kind of skits. But when it comes to the ring, they do whatever it takes to win. They need some more wins on their belts. I agree with you,
Yeah.
but it was an all in all good segment. It wasn't and I love the fact that Meechin came in, and Meechin
Yeah.
with the kendo stick broke up the party, and she just became a badass, and that's how you get more TV time. Even though, and she went after both of those ladies, and I want TV time, and we see they're going to lead to a title match from each of them. She's seizing the opportunity, the 20 seconds to clean house there. She used the kendo stick. I like the hardcore. I've said it time and time again. I need hardcore Meacham with the kendo stick. I need her associated with that and let her go out there when her match with Jada Parker in NXT, hardcore style. That's the style of match I need Meacham to do from now on. And that's why the segment was great, because you left with more storyline to it. Not just the Tiffany and Giant Jax. Now you have Meacham now. So there's more storyline. You need to see what's next. It just didn't end there. Oh, they did a celebration. Okay, it fell flat, or it was interrupted with some story.
Damn, you killed it. You killed it.
Right.
You killed it.
Right. I don't like the way that they've been building Meacham, how they have been burying Meacham.
Mm-hmm.
But they're giving her television time. She's not stuck having a plate of food and eating catering. Even if regardless if she's losing, she lost. Even though she lost on the inaugural women's North American title, even though she lost the match afterwards to Jada Parker, back and forth a couple matches, they've seen her on TV. Meacham is being showcased on TV. And when I see her, I'm like, I want to see more of Meacham. Yes, she has a Kindle stick now. She's hardcore. It's different when, and I hate to say this because I've grown to love her now and appreciate her more. But I used to be like that with Natalia, like Natalia, and like, but I don't feel that same way with Meacham. I want to see more Meacham. Meacham. Okay, let me go. Let's see it. The same thing with Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green doesn't really win a lot of matches, but she's freaking entertaining, and I want to see more of Chelsea Green. You know what? She might lose, but let me see. It's hilarious. There's a niche for these women at that time right now. Mitchum will get around. Well, that's why I've been a big proponent on. They need 2 women mid-card titles. You could showcase these women there, but that's a conversation for another time.
Yeah. Next we got Andrade against Carmelo Hayes. I thought this match was hot. I mean, for them to wrestle multiple times, I thought the wrestling match was good and everything. And if they do it right, they could make it a real rivalry. And I would have gave it like a B plus. What y'all think?
Well, hold on. I feel like they're doing the Carmelo Hayes and Andrade. I feel like they're gonna have the best of 7 series with the two, like a Benoit Booker T.
That was a good one.
That's what I feel like is gonna happen with these two. I really feel that that's coming.
That was a good one. BX, what you think?
Well, again, when you see them telling us the advantage, like you said, setting up a series between these two performers. I love the fact they should tell more where Carmelo, 2-time NXT world champion, 2-time North American world champion, Andrade, former North American champion, and so forth. They give their credentials, their background. We're seeing again the NXT call up that once get television time, delivering. Great match between Andrade and Carmelo Hayes. Now they added a storyline to it because they're trying to get the best of one another. Before it was just filler. Give me a quick match with maybe speed, application, and stuff like that. We saw last week the involvement of Santo Escobar, getting Carmelo getting an opportunity to get for back and forth. First and foremost, I enjoyed Carmelo before coming out on stage, getting crossing path with LHM with Naomi, Jade, and Bianca, and talking about introducing himself, getting that rub with the top athletes in the company, and they say you haven't been winning much, alluding to the win-loss, and he goes, they've been watching my matches. I love those little details. Yeah, they're watching you lose. They're watching, and Carmelo went out there determined to get that victory. And with adding that story with Carmelo Hayes, he's growing. He's gonna be, he's ascending, and the future, the young talent continues to show up from NXT, and Andrade is a product of the NXT brand, black and gold. Regardless of the fact he spent a cup of coffee and all elite, he's still NXT made. And to have him wrestle, and Andrade's been putting on some quiet, good matches. The problem with it is that there is such a big story involved with the bloodline, and Cody's on SmackDown. Andrade gets lost in the sauce. You don't
Yeah.
appreciate the good matches because he's done. And now, hopefully, now you're adding a storyline now with Melo. I think it'll help elevate Andrade where he needs. There's only one thing that could really help Andrade elevate even bigger. And until she returns, that's when Andrade is going to get over major. If they pair them together, husband and wife. But Andrade's been putting on some great matches. Unfortunately, the problem with it is there's other storylines right now that people are paying a little more attention, and they kind of want to see when Andrade comes up. All right, wrap it up. You know, like, oh no, I want to be. You know, that's the only problem with Andrade. But in ring, the dude delivers.
No, I agree. I completely agree. Joe, what you think?
Correct. Correct. No, he's right. He's right. He does it. He does. Andrade is definitely a top performer.
Underrated to me.
Greatly underrated. Greatly
And
underrated.
I'm very underrated. I do, and I do like his theme music. I think that theme music was good. Was with that. This is what we call good theme music. It fits his. Oh,
And it fits him because the way he come out with his mask.
I like his entrance music.
Mm-hmm. And it fit him the way his mask. He come out with his mask and take it off. It fits him. He got the whole pedigree.
Yes.
He got the whole pedigree. I want to see Andrade in the world heavyweight contention one day. I would love to. That'd be dope to me.
He gives me Black Mask vibes from DC.
Yes.
That mask is Black Mask. Yeah, that vibe. Yes, I agree. I agree with you there. Agree with you on that. Here's the issue though. What hurts him, or not him both and Santo Escobar, kind of the same kind of gimmick. It kind of sucks because Andrade is supposed to be like a cartel leader, like an underdog, like a Black Mask underworld boss. And so it's Legado Fantasma. Legado Fantasma is supposed to be, you know, with the suits. And by the way, he looks phenomenal with those suits, but it kind of sucks. It feels like it's like a redundant act. It's like it feels like and Andrade works as a heel, not a baby face.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And right now you got Andrade as a baby face right now. Because he speaks so soft spoken, and you're a baby face speaking soft spoken, you're like you're soft. If you're a boss like that and you're soft spoken, but you're backing it up being nasty with your physicality, then it works. But when you're baby face speaking that soft and you got to do baby face stuff, it makes you look like baby food. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, completely agree. Next match, we gonna do a shoot match. We gonna roll through this match real fast. We got Naomi versus Blair Davenport. To me, Blair Davenport is underrated. I think Blair Davenport should be past Naomi. We didn't see enough of Naomi. I give it at least a C plus on this match. What y'all think?
First and foremost, I was surprised seeing Davenport getting the victory in Orlando, of where Naomi born and raised. To see that there, I was like, whoa, that caused a surprise. But I think we mentioned it yesterday on the watch along. Blair Davenport needed that victory. Because if she would have lost to Naomi, Blair's credibility would have been, she's just gonna be called up as a filler. Blair Davenport has been featured very well in NXT UK. If you look at her work at NXT UK, she was a number one contender for Mika Saramona's NXT UK Women's Champion. Also took on Mandy Rose in that triple threat on Worlds Collide, and that's when I saw Blair Davenport, and she delivers. She could deliver. That New Zealand lady, she's a really good underrated wrestler. I understand she's not going to get you with she's not your typical Jasmine Nix, Fallon Henley. She's not going to win a beauty pageant. She's not ugly either, but there's more marketable women. She's got to have to continue to work as that heel, be that that type of wrestler to win because she has the fine tools. But WWE Women's Division is top heavy. Don't know where we go. She needed that victory, but I don't know where we go. It's kind of lead to a storyline where it's going to be LHM, Lord have mercy. That's
Mhm.
Jade, Bianca, and Miss Naomi teaming up against the tag team champions and Blair Davenport in the 6 women. That might be SmackDown next week. I think that might be next week or in Berlin as as SmackDown from Berlin. But only time will tell. That's the only storyline I got out of that. I gave that. You know what? From the shock value, I'm going to give it a B+ because I was shocked. I was
Yeah,
shocked.
I was
I was
shocked
happy.
Blair
I was
Davenport. Yeah,
very happy for Blair getting. She needed that victory, although in a way saddened for Naomi, but Blair needed it more, and I think
yeah,
Creative did the right thing. I'm going to make it an A- because
yeah,
Blair Creative did the right thing and gotten her over because she needed that for
yeah.
long term credibility for Blair Davenport.
I agree. I agree. We got any other opinion about that match? Partner, BX.
I said my piece with Blair and Naomi.
Next we got Kevin Owens versus Grayson Waller. I'm just waiting on. I am just waiting on Austin Theory to turn on Grayson Waller. This match really didn't matter to me. I mean, because to me, Kevin Owens should be in a bigger match than he is right now. I want to see a heel Kevin Owens. So this match don't even matter to me. I grade it. To me, I would grade it at least a C+.
Wow.
And then rest in peace, Alpha, part
That
of the
was
Wild Samoans.
that was a very good tribute they did for the WWE.
Yeah. Hey,
That's a very-
I just said rest in peace the other half of the Wild Samoans, Alpha. That sucked because we just lost.
Yep.
We lost the other one. What was it, like
Sika.
3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago?
Sika.
Yeah, and then we just
Yep.
lost this. We just lost Alpha. What was it? Yesterday, the day before. R.I.P.
Yeah, it was Roman. We lost Roman's dad a couple weeks ago,
Yeah, and that
and this
sucks.
is his
Great
uncle.
tag team. Yeah, great tag team.
Oh,
They definitely revolutionized the 70s and 80s. Was definitely
It was a
wild.
game changer.
Weren't they in the movie Body Slam also?
You said when they what?
one movie.
Body Slam
I think so.
I didn't see it, so
with
I don't know.
Dick Benedict, the guy from that played Faceman in the A-Team was in it. Roddy Piper was in it. Miss
I think
Kevin
so.
Luambano was in it. Tonga Kid was in it.
Mm.
I
Yeah,
think
I
the
think
Wild
so.
Samoans were in it.
Yeah, I think so.
Mhm.
I think so. But our next match we got the Street Profits versus DIY. What y'all think?
Great match.
Very good match, but here's the thing that I didn't like: too damn many commercials. We were mentioning
Yeah.
it yesterday.
Oh
We
man,
couldn't
Yes.
we couldn't get involved. We couldn't get into the whole
we
that I
couldn't.
felt the whole SmackDown. I couldn't really enjoy it greatly
But
because they had so many commercials and they ran 8 to 9 commercials deep
Yeah,
or product or advertising deep. It felt like I had more commercials than wrestling, and especially that match that Montez Ford and Dawkins put on with DIY was so entertaining, from Dawkins reversing that spear into like a DDT.
mm-hmm.
Was just a moment there. Ciampa with the knees to the head with the false finish. There were so many edge of the seat moment, but again, when you were getting involved, here comes a break or a
Yeah,
commercial, and then we tend to lose focus, or we tend to go to the phone to check something or go and
yeah,
get something or be occupied. Us doing a watch along, we started a conversation about something different. We couldn't really invest and really get enamored. We were complaining about so many commercials again, and a little quiet or a little silent, dead air, and it kind of took a little bit of the wins of the match, of the whole card, basically. And I can't wait for Monday night to ask Terrence how the vibe was in the arena, because he was there in attendance, compared to what we saw on the watch along, to compare notes on that. I thought the match was great. That was premium live event quality match, but unfortunately the commercials took that away. The match itself, entirety, probably was an A plus, but with the commercials, you got to give it a B minus with the commercials and the involvement there. And remember, we were talking about that, about who should win, and I said, no, DIY. No, I said no. It should be Street Profits, because now they could claim a fame. We just beat the former champions. And now we want a chance because we just beat them. Now we want a chance at those tag team titles because we just beat them, and we beat them convincingly. And I think that's the story going in there against the GOD, the Gorillas of Destruction.
Yeah. And partner, you got anything to say about it?
Yeah, the only thing about the commercials that I enjoyed was, first off, there was a lot of commercials. Secondly, the only thing about the commercials that I enjoyed was right before the commercial, Montez Ford leaning into the camera and said, "We'll be right back after this commercial, after this break."
Oh yeah.
When he leans into the camera and said that, I was like, that was good.
Yeah. But like BX said, I give it a B minus, just because of all the commercials, which is graded.
Same. The commercials really killed the match. The vibe. The vibe in the match, you start getting into it, and then it's like, boom, commercial, boom, commercial, boom, commercial. It's like, God damn it. No.
Yeah.
I feel like that match needs to be on a premium live event.
Yeah.
That would have stole them. That would have stole the night. That would have stole the night, Joe. That would have stole the night. If you would have put that either kickoff show, let's say, or match number 2 in a premium live event, I think we would have been like, yo, that tag team was really good.
That would have been great.
What do you think if they did a triple threat?
I wouldn't be opposed to it, because you want more teams in there, especially if you're not too sure with Jacob Fatu's health issue, if he still has a bum leg or not, whatever the case is. You could tell that story with the wrestlers. You could have the other DIY and Montez and Street Profits do most of the leg work, and then Jacob just comes in like a house of like a bow in a china shop and just destroy everyone, gets pinned to retain, but he doesn't have to do a lot of the heavy lifting. You could protect the GOD or the bloodline, keeping their titles with a triple threat. The same way you could hide, the fatal 4-way with the women at Cardiff, Wales, at Castle the Castle. You could do so many different things when you do multiple tag teams in a match.
I believe all 3 tag teams would show out too. I mean, Girls of Destiny.
I agree with you. But you don't have to worry about Jacob doing a lot ring in case his legs are a little bothered. He could tag out and when he's ready, he can come in and do a couple of big time high spots, power spots, or be the hot tag, not the worker. And you could still protect him and still make them look strong. There's ways of doing the way they could produce it.
Right. No, I agree.
So we gonna get to the final segment. We got the original Tribal Chief coming down. You got the original Tribal Chief. He get face to face with Solo. They get the throwing hands, feet, knees, elbows, and all that. Roman Reigns get the best out of it. And guess who pops up and kicks Roman Reigns in the face?
The werewolf. The Samoan werewolf.
I didn't see that coming. He came out of nowhere.
He came out of nowhere with his boot on. He forgot to take the boot off.
With the boot on. With the boot, and he still fucking terrorized and he beat the shit out of Roman Reigns.
That he did.
And what happened next? He went through a table.
You're talking about the triple power bomb to
The
Roman
triple
through a
power
table.
bomb through the table.
The shield style power bomb through a table.
Yes. Hey, so is that a hint, DM, bro? Because we haven't seen John Moxley in wrestling lately. So could we see a John Moxley come back
No,
with
he's
Seth
on vacation.
Rollins?
He's on
That'd be
vacation.
crazy. That'd be goosebumps. But
There has been rumors that they're trying to do a collab with AEW. So I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but I heard that may be something that they're working on. And if they do, they're going to break the fucking internet. If they can collab with all these other federations, it's going to break the internet.
you got Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, with Seth Rollins, John Moxley, and Roman Reigns come back. That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy.
Imagine having all the crossovers.
The only
Crossovers
crossover
would be in.
I see Vince McMahon returning to WWE before they work with AEW.
Vince McMahon. The only place Vince McMahon's returning to is to the jail cell.
Oh man, come on, man.
That's how close. That's how much.
Innocent.
I could see that first before WWE worked.
Innocent and proven guilty.
I mean, it depends. Is it an all women's prison? If it's an all women's prison, he might get out faster.
See, there you go on that. There you go on that heel Joe shit. There you go being a heel. There you go being evil again.
I just have to whip out the grapefruits.
BX, what you think? Let me hit your opinion. What you think, baby?
Of the Roman
final.
Reigns. Well, first, what I first want to see first is people to slide over their mouse and hit the like button. That's the first most important thing of all. That needs to be acknowledged. Please hit the like button. Definitely. And now, speaking of the Roman coming out, I love that Solo Sikoa. By the way, Jacob Fatu did not walked into the arena without the boot. He put it on in the boot. So just letting you know that. There's video there to my good friend Esteban, the photographer. He took that nice video of him coming into the arena and giving him that funny smirk or that funny gesture coming in on Solo Sikoa, and Jacob followed him, no boot. My point here is I like the way they needed to put Roman through that table.
Yeah,
they needed to establish that they were a stronger bloodline. Roman isn't invincible. I like that they put him down. I like the fact that he grabbed the Ulafala, had the Ulafala on, and put it on. It felt like Thanos putting on the gauntlet and leveling up, and then he got taken it off like in Endgame. I like that fact there. I loved it with that reference. I like the fact that they picked it up and there was no confliction. And by the way, they cleared up that conflict. Remember how we said we saw Tonga grab it and looked at it like he wanted it, and it kind of cleared it up. He goes, "No, you're my tribal chief," and he gave it to him, acknowledged him, kind of like the internet was like, "Ooh, he wanted to keep it." So I like that they cleaned that up there with that. And that was good. That was good there. That segment hit. It hit all in. Now Roman you're not going to see him until the 15th or until when they go to the USA Network. That's fine. You write him off because of the injuries, and then we'll see what goes over there.
A+. A++++. That
was good. Very good. Joe, what you were saying?
No, I think it was a good segment. Let me be for a few minutes. Go play.
Yeah.
I told her to let you go do your thing so she can go play.
Yeah, yep. A+++. But yeah. So anybody else got any? Say what, Joe?
I said it was a good segment.
Yeah. I mean, would you grade it?
I'd give it an A. I mean, it was a good segment.
I agree.
I like how they're holding off on Roman and they're not letting him speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not letting him talk. They're just letting him come out, do his thing, and he's not saying anything.
Yep. And I agree. And then, like I said, that was the end of SmackDown. On another note, BX, I don't know if you kept up with our last video when we was talking about was it KLA Clips?
Oh God, damn this guy again.
We talked about KLA Clips. We talked about Joe, would you explain that more? To BX.
So BX KLA Clips is this guy that made a clip. And he's talking about the most dangerous move in all of wrestling.
Oh, the roll up.
No, it's talking about our friend that died. Our friend Brandon Kaplan, the Spiral, Mr. BKNY.
Don't know who that is.
So, you can look him up on YouTube. He's all over YouTube. He's deceased now, though. Said that it was the most dangerous move in all of wrestling history, and talked all kinds of smack against him, saying that he was dangerous and said that he was not good to work with.
Mm-hmm.
All kinds of shit. And I was like, that's far from the truth. This is someone who I drove to shows. This is someone who I drove to shows and was at shows with regularly.
Party
I was
with.
backstage. We
with.
hung out with all the boys. We, all that stuff.
Okay.
And he was not that type of person. He was a protective person. He liked to protect the people he worked with. So it went into pretty much it was somebody bashing somebody who I felt like was like my family.
Mm-hmm. And he included Messadell and his brother.
Well, Matt Seidel's brother is the one that got knocked out from the move. But Matt Seidel's brother did not. They said the referee stopped counting, but the referee didn't stop counting. It was my buddy Brandon had his foot under Matt Seidel's shoulder because he knew something was wrong. And he pushed his shoulder up to make it look like he kicked out.
So let me get this here. Your point is what? That he's not a dangerous there's not a dangerous move.
He was not a dangerous worker.
Okay.
He was not a dangerous worker. That's one. Two, you're speaking of the dead without not having the dead having their opinion on anything. That you can't. They're not there to defend themselves. You're targeting somebody who's dead who can't defend themselves and taking the word of somebody else.
Okay.
Which I don't feel is properly.
So you're campaigning here to defragment that stereotype that it was a dangerous worker.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Now I'm getting them trying. So I'm asking to get what was the your thoughts.
And if you watch the video, like some of the people that were talking, some of the people that spoke in the video said that you can hear the guy saying no when he was holding up for the move because it was a top rope move.
Okay.
It was a top rope backflipping Styles Clash.
Mm-hmm. And they got the move wrong name.
Yeah, the name of the move was called the Panty Dropper. It wasn't called the backflipping Styles Clash. They just used whatever moves they could to make it what they didn't know what the actual name of the move was.
All right.
So, but let me ask you something. If you're in a position where you're saying no and you don't want to take a move and you're on a top rope, are you going to voluntarily hand somebody your legs and grab their ankles?
I don't know what happened in that moment. I don't know if he didn't. I don't know what do you mean no or I'm not ready. I don't know. Joe.
It's selling. It's selling. You're about to take a big move off the top rope. Of course, you're gonna be like, no. Of course.
Right? Yeah. It all again. I have to see the match. See who's like the psychology. Who's the heel? Who's the babyface?
Mm-hmm.
If he's screaming no from the top rope, that's the heel saying he doesn't want to get put in that move. Like oh no, like like mercy move. They're saying that he was saying no, not to do it because he did it anyway. Is that the
that's
the fragment that's come the negativity that's coming out of that segment?
Yes. Yes.
That's so the one person that you need to find out or hear from is the booker, the agent. Who what was the if there was one?
Well, that was Zandig. That was Zandig. I don't know if Zandig's still around.
Damn, that's a tough one because the agent
because he was running CZW. Yeah, that's where it happened with CZW.
And they said he was reckless. They say he was reckless. Yo, who are the wrestlers that BKNY wrestled? Low key, who else he wrestled? JTG,
Amazing Red, Primetime, Sabu. I think he had something to do with Kurt Angle at one point.
Mhm.
Bret Hart.
A lot of
He's
those
had-
wrestlers, other than Brett, like Amazing Red is a little reckless in his, but he doesn't do certain type of, but he does
Mhm.
wrestle with reckless. Saw him wrestle against Ortiz.
Mhm.
Some of those wrestlers, Sabu, I mean, the human botch machine. That's a I'm not. I like I said, I can't opinion it because I didn't see it. I don't know what was.
Mhm.
I'm just asking the questions about the people that might
It's
know the right answers.
It's
to that.
online. It's online if you want to watch it.
I seen you the video, BX. I seen you the video so you can watch it.
And that's an interesting one because especially when the person's not there with
Yeah.
us to defend himself and
Yes.
say, so and so, it's the same thing where I know you heard it tons of time where supposedly Hulk Hogan was supposed to break, or Sheik was supposed to break Hogan's leg for Vern Gagne, and he didn't. And then his son comes out and say, no, that's not true. But the stories were all that time that Sheik was supposed to do the job, but Vince paid them a little extra. That's why Vince kept them around for so long. Vince found out that they were going to derail Hulkamania by Sheik actually breaking Hogan's leg, and Vince paid Sheik more, and he was loyal for so long, and so forth. But that's just a myth because the son of the person. I haven't never heard it from Hogan. I don't know if I have it from Hogan, but these days you can't trust what Hulk Hogan says.
No, you can't. You can't
but
just
I
spit on the
think-
ground, Hogan. On.
Yeah, I think Sheik might have mentioned something about that, which there could be some truth to that. So when it comes to those type of stories like that, man, it's tough when the person's not around to get the real deal.
Yeah.
Unless if you have a spouse might know about that more than the wrestler itself, but you never know.
I talked to his wife. I shared the video with her and let her know that there's negativity being spread about her son's, her son's father. Let her know about that. So, and I told her that I'm doing what I can to try to defend his honor because he was not that type of person.
What you need to do is to watch that video and point out that match and bring it in, and you could really do some justice there.
Yeah, I did. I pointed out a lot of the discrepancies in what he was saying in his video because I was told the story from the person that was in the match, which was Brandon, the Spiral. He's the one that told me the story of what happened.
Okay.
I was also one of the guys that drove him to all these events.
Mm-hmm.
And I was usually backstage or
you spend time with the man and you know it. So you're an incredible source. Not about that day of that match. If he said no, not to do the move, but you've been with the man. You've seen his reputation. You've seen his character away from the square circle and as well as in. So you know his body work and you know if he has that. You would know yourself if he was that intention of being vicious or malicious or careless in the wrestling ring, and you say no because you spend plenty of time with him when the cameras or when the crowd is not there to cheer or boo, and you saw the man and you drove the man and you got speaking on his character. So if you stick with your story and not your story, stick with your truth that you dealt with, and that's and just defragment that negative video.
Damn, BX, you told some real shit right now.
I mean,
that's what I've been trying to do.
Yeah, you told some real shit, bro.
That's the honest truth.
Hey, thank you for coming on and being a guest.
No problem.
I will see you Monday.
Yes, indeed. Yeet.
Monday. Yeet.
Monday's a good one. Thanks for having me.
Yes, guys. Sir. Anytime, bro. Anytime you want to jump on.
We appreciate you.
Man, appreciate you. My partner in crime, thank you.
You're welcome.
Like I said, we'll kick this off. And like I said, we finna end it just like this.
Yeah.